What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media, and since Daredevil Born Again Season 1 has officially concluded, it is now time to revisit all the MCU Disney Plus TV shows and rank them worst to best, or at least, in my opinion, my least favorite to my favorite. And I know the last time I did this, when Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man concluded, I accidentally left out Echo. I'm going to be honest, I totally forgot about that show when I was doing that ranking, so this one, I double-checked it. It has every single Marvel Disney Plus show in it, and for things like What If or any other shows that have season 2s, I'm just going to combine all the shows into one. So with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, I'm talking about movies, TV shows, comic books. I'm talking about anything that I possibly can with all the nerdy culture that goes around the world. So if you enjoy that kind of content, stick around for this video. And if you enjoy this video, like and subscribe to support the channel. And with all that being said, let's dive right into the ranking. So we have 16 Marvel Disney Plus TV shows to rank. And coming in at number 16, to no surprise to probably a lot of people, is Secret Invasion. This, right next to Thor Love and Thunder, is one of the most disappointing things from the MCU. I was looking forward to this show, and at this point, it's gotten to the point where people and Marvel fans and Marvel themselves, I think, are trying to forget this show ever happened. It was a disaster, and they definitely should have held on to this story for a little bit longer to wait and to do it with actual heroes, even though I did like the idea of it being a Nick Fury-based story. They just didn't really execute it well. Number 15 is also no surprise, What If. I just don't like this show. I like a few episodes from season 1, and that's really it. Season 2 was enjoyable, but it just didn't really have that kind of special factor to it. I mean, I was able to sit through it. Season 3 was also fine, but it just really wasn't that great. I think season 3 really leaned into the what ifs more than the previous shows had. And I think that that was fine, and we got like 2 good episodes out of that, but overall, very disappointing show, and I'm glad that it's over. Number 14 is going to go to She-Hulk. Now, I'm actually somebody who did enjoy this show. Just, it had 9 episodes, and I really don't think I enjoyed many of them. I mean, I liked it. I love her character, and I love the fourth wall breaking and kind of the meta commentary on the MCU that happened in that show. I did enjoy all of that, and I know all my thoughts are on the channel somewhere, so I'm probably saying stuff that maybe I didn't say when I first watched it, but thinking about it a lot more, I did enjoy it, and I do think that it had a lot of great like meta stuff for the MCU. It had a really fun finale that kind of contradicted what a typical MCU finale would be. We got the Daredevil episode. We got a lot of fun stuff in this show that I just really enjoyed. But it just didn't really have that kind of special factor to me, and it wasn't really a show that really stuck with me after it had ended. Number 13 is going to go to Echo. I actually enjoyed this show, but I think, like a lot of people, this show really feels like a sandwich to me, where the first half is good, and then the middle part is just not great, and then the last half is good. That's a very bad analogy, but if you look at it in like a sandwich kind of way, the 2 pieces of bread at the front and the back are the good parts, which isn't really true for a sandwich, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. The beginning and end were good for this show, and I really enjoyed it. I still didn't really like what they did with Kingpin in this show, but I'm glad that they kind of contradicted it in Daredevil Born Again, and I'm glad that we actually got to see him in this series, and I hope we see Echo at some point, maybe hopefully in season 2. I mean, that would be fun for Daredevil Born Again, but we'll have to wait and see. I thought this show was fine. It just wasn't really that great. I mean, I binged it all in one day, so it wasn't really all like there for me. It just definitely, it was lacking the sauce, what you could possibly say. And number 12 is Werewolf by Night. I think this is one of the most unique things the MCU has done, and I really, really actually dug it a lot. I love the black and white stuff, and I love how it didn't feel like the MCU, but it is still set in the MCU, and it really felt like it was something totally different. And they got away with a lot of gory blood stuff. We got Man-Thing. I thought all of that was so much fun, and I just really, really enjoyed my time watching this 45-minute special. And I think that if we don't see the characters from Werewolf by Night again, that would be okay, because I do enjoy the fact that we got this little one-off thing with those characters. And I really, really think that Marvel benefited from that, and I think this really made them realize that special presentations are the way to go with some characters, which is why I'm so happy we're getting one for. Number 11 is going to go to Moon Knight. I really, really enjoyed this show for the first 4 episodes, but then the later 2 episodes I just didn't enjoy that much because, like a lot of the TV shows, they really, really rushed it at the end of the series because they had 6 episodes. They didn't want to do any more episodes, which is always going to be one of my number one gripes about the MCU, is how they don't flesh out their TV show characters with more than 6 episodes. This show is the biggest example of why 6 episodes don't work for some characters, because by the time we get to episode 5, you have a perfectly paced setup show, and then they just rush it on the last 2, which is why it drops so drastically for me. And I really, really want to see a season 2 of Moon Knight where it's just 9 episodes, 45 minutes each. It would be awesome, and I really, really hope that's something we get after Secret Wars. Getting into the top 10 here, I'm going to give it to the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Now, realistically, I'd put this one higher if I could, but it's a special presentation, and it's nothing more, nothing less than that. So it's going to stay lower because there are definitely better TV shows on this list. This is something I rewatch with my family every year at Christmas time. I love the Guardians, and I just love getting an adventure with Mantis and Drax. It's such a great time, and if you seriously just don't enjoy yourself watching this, then I don't know what to tell you. It's a lot of fun, and it is canonically kind of connected to the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is very exciting, and it's always a great time to sit down and revisit the world with the Guardians, and it's always fun to do that at Christmas time. Coming in at number 9, I'm going to give it to Agatha All Along. This actually has dropped a lot since I first watched it back in September, but I think that's only because I just think that there are better TV shows. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I had a great time with this show as it was going on. I wasn't in love with it as much as everybody else was, but I definitely had a fun time with this show, and I was definitely surprised at how much I actually got into it during the 2 episode premiere. I was very, very surprised and pleased to actually be really into the show, and I'm very happy that I was. I think that the whole death thing was great. I thought that that was handled very, very well. And I really loved the finale and how episode 9 felt like an epilogue. It was great, and I really, really, really am excited to see the future of where Agatha and Billy are going to go, because I'm just excited, and I just really thought that this show was fun, but there are definitely ones that I definitely had a more bigger appreciation and joy out of, just because I feel like I connected with the characters more. Speaking of connecting with the characters, number 8 is going to go to Miss Marvel. I love this show. It's such a wholesome little TV show to watch for the MCU. It really feels like it's in the MCU, but it also really feels like it's just one of those grounded stories that has nothing to do with the Avengers. It is just so fun. It's such a joy to watch, and this is a show that I genuinely think kind of benefited from having 6 episodes. I think there are only like 2 Marvel Disney Plus shows that benefit from having 6 episodes. This is one of them because it's just such an enclosed, short, like heartwarming, wholesome story with Miss Marvel. Yes, some things get rushed in the finale, but honestly, I don't really expect anything more than that, because this isn't a huge character that we just need to have fleshed out completely, because I feel like Miss Marvel is a very straightforward character. She's a big fan of Captain Marvel, a big fan of the Marvel characters, and she gets powers, and she doesn't know how to use them, and then we obviously get the teenager conflict and everything. It's a lot of fun, and this show really resonated with me after it was done, and another reason why 6 episodes doesn't mind me that much, because we've actually seen her since then in the Marvels. So I'm like, okay, the 6 episodes we got there is fine, because we got to see her for 2 hours in the Marvels. So I think that this very fun TV show, and I just really, really enjoyed it a lot. And I think that all the shows from here on out, I just enjoyed thoroughly throughout the whole thing. Brings us to my number 7, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Guys, when I tell you I was in love with this show and it was releasing weekly, I loved it. It was so fun. I love Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I think the only flaw that I have with this show is that it really should have been a movie, because after Brave New World and just looking back on that film, they would have benefited so much more if Falcon and Winter Soldier was released as a movie in 2021, because a lot more people would understand what was going on in Brave New World, and a lot more people wouldn't feel left out, because Brave New World is another Marvel movie that is a symptom and a curse of just, you have to watch all these before the film, which is not something that Marvel really wants to do and that they're kind of trying to push away from. But Falcon and Winter Soldier was a very, very fun show. I love the duo of Sam and Bucky, and I love that we got to see them in this show. I love the character of John Walker, and I'm really excited to see his development in Thunderbolts. And I just really enjoyed everything, and the only overall gripe I have, besides the fact that it should have been a film, is I just think that the Flag Smashers were heavily underdeveloped, which would make sense because they had to cut out a bunch of plot points about them. So it's all good now, but Honestly, they did the best with what they could. I enjoyed it and I really liked it. Number 6 is going to go to Hawkeye. You guys, I watch this show every single Christmas when it's around that time. I love this show. It is so entertaining and so much fun. This is another TV show that I feel like does benefit from the 6 episodes because it's not a huge, crazy, outlandish story like something like Moon Knight was, where you need more than 6 episodes to flesh that out. This was an enclosed Christmas story where each episode is 45 minutes or longer, where we get Kate Bishop and Clinton Barton teaming up at Christmas time. You couldn't ask for anything more. I loved it. It's so entertaining. It's so much fun. I love rewatching it and revisiting this every year. It's such a joy to watch, and although it's not the best Disney Plus show, it is just so enjoyable, and I just love it so, so, so much. Getting into the top 5 here, I'm going to give it to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. This show came out of nowhere and just surprised the heck out of everybody because I didn't have high expectations for this show. I was excited we were getting more Spider-Man content, but I did not expect it to impact me and just make me love this show as much as I did. I am a massive Spider-Man fan. He's my favorite fictional character of all time. He's my favorite superhero. He is like literally everything to me. So knowing that I just love this show so much really just made me so happy because it's such a great variation of Spider-Man that we have seen. And I think that this is what Kevin Feige wishes he could have done with Spider-Man early on when they first got him. Because I'm sure he feels like he probably should have done something better. But I really enjoyed this show. I'm so happy that we're getting a season 2 next year. It was very fun, and if I had to nitpick a flaw, I would just say I don't like the animation at some points. But the animation didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. I just love the story, I love the costumes, I love the story development and the changes and tweaks they made to Peter's life. So great, and I just can't wait for season 2. Number 4 is going to go to Daredevil Born Again. This was a very fun show. I was very much looking forward to this. Daredevil is my second favorite Marvel character, so I just love this show. I mean, I think overall for this series, it definitely had a dip in quality for me in episode 5 through 7 during that kind of 2 week time period. But we also have to remember, I think this show suffered the most in terms of reshoots and cutting out different plot points because they totally reshot like 3 or 4 episodes and they actually kept in like bits and pieces of the previous variation, which kind of made it all a little bit confusing and messed it up a little bit. But I had a fun time. I had a fun time with this show. I think that it is just a lot of fun, and for a Daredevil fan like myself, it paid off, and I just really enjoyed episode 1 and the bold choices that they made. I enjoyed episode 4 with the Punisher scene. I enjoyed the last 2 episodes with brutal action. Overall, a very fun time. Not perfect, but it was very fun, very great, and I think that regardless of the reshoots and reworkings, it was very, very fun. Getting into the top 3, WandaVision. You guys, the experience of watching WandaVision with the Marvel fandom every single week was truly something else. I put it up there with the No Way Home experience of leading up to that film because it was just so, so much fun. Just theorizing, just going crazy, theorizing about Mephisto, being so confused about the mystery going on. That is something that I'm never going to see topped with Marvel again. The experience of watching WandaVision was truly something else, and I genuinely miss that time sometimes because it was such a great time, and I really, really miss that. But overall, the show itself was just so great, and I think that they had so many great unique aspects in it, and that they really, really executed something really special and unique here that I just loved. Although the finale definitely is just a typical MCU finale that She-Hulk kind of makes fun of, it just is kind of whatever, I guess. But I do love the rest of the series. The rest of the series is great, and it's one of Marvel's best things yet. Coming in at number 2, I'm going to be giving it to Loki Season 1 and 2. I know a lot of people don't really like Season 2 as much just because it's confusing and stuff like that. I personally think that Loki is one of the best things we've gotten from the MCU. I think that Loki Season 2 and Loki Season 1 are in the top 10 conversation for every single Marvel Studios project we've gotten since Iron Man 1. And I think that the next one, the one after this, which you guys could probably guess, my number 1 spot is also in the conversation for top 5 Marvel. But like the Loki Season 1 and 2, it has such a wonderful and beautiful character development for Loki himself. It has such a great story and world building with the multiverse that I think is probably the most like narrow and just straightforward way you could describe the multiverse, because before season 2 and before and after season 2, it's just like we just going crazy with the multiverse, making up a bunch of random stuff like a Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, I think Loki did it best with how they explain the multiverse, and I love how beautiful the character development for Loki was. Characters like Sylvie, Mobius, everybody, I really hope that we see again, maybe in Secret Wars or Doomsday. It would be awesome to see them brought back. But I just love the characters. I love the development, and I love the world building that we had. And some of the really crazy and trippy moments that we had in season 2 were just awesome. And the storytelling in Loki was brilliant, and I genuinely think it's some of the best storytelling we've gotten. And yet again, this is another series that somehow works with 6 episodes. There are really only one or two shows that don't work with it, but this one definitely does, and it's just such a wonderful story. But yeah, you guys guessed it. Number 1 goes to X-Men 97. This genuinely is probably my top 5 or top 6 of Marvel Studios projects in general. This show blew me away because I didn't really expect much from it other than the fact that it was going to be a fun little kind of continuation of the animated series that I haven't really watched much of. I mean, I've seen a few episodes, but I haven't sat down and watched the whole thing. But I just genuinely loved this show. I love the X-Men, and this show really just made me fall in love with specific characters more, like Storm, Cyclops, Beast. Yeah, I mean, it was just awesome, and I just really enjoyed the experience, and I love how they handled giving different characters a spotlight, like Gambit, Rogue, Storm, Cyclops, giving them all these really just dope moments to shine and really thrive in their own spotlight for a second. I mean, the Remember It episode is probably the best Marvel Disney Plus episode we've ever gotten. I love that episode. It's so good. I really need to rewatch it because all I remember is the Remember It thing, but I remember just loving that episode so much. So good. Such a great experience of this show. I cannot wait for season 2 much longer. I think it's coming out next year. We'll have to wait and see though, because I'm not 100% sure. And I just love the love that we got put into X-Men 97. And I just love how much they care for these characters to give them just their own spotlight and not just give Wolverine his spotlight like they did in the original films. Give other characters a spotlight. I love Cyclops. This show made me love him more and make him my favorite X-Men. I just cannot wait. I cannot wait to see season 2. The cliffhanger was insane, and I really need to know what's going to happen next. I just loved this show, and I'm so excited for the seasons left to come. This is definitely top 6, top 5 MCU for me. But guys, with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below your ranking of all the Marvel Disney Plus TV shows, and I'm like 90% sure I didn't leave any of them out this time. So I'm sorry about that last time when Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man concluded, but I just really enjoy making these rankings. I love them, and Marvel definitely has cooked with their shows, but they definitely have not. So I just would love to hear your guys' ranking in the comments down below. And if you're new to the channel and you stuck around this long, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it and your support. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe. And with all that being said, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.